In today's video, I'll show you how you can customize the visibility of menu items. So in this particular case, I can see all of the menu items available in Jackalope, but let's imagine that I, as an administrator, want to remove this bike and pedestrian menu item from anybody being able to view it because we're not using it, we're not going to use it, and it's just cluttering the screen when we don't want to see that. So in order to remove this, we would go to Security, Menus. We'll search for the bike and pedestrian menu item. So we can type in the word bike here. Here's the bike and pedestrian menu item. I'll double click to view or edit. And then this is the menu item setup screen. And we'll see this again in a moment when we customize it a little bit more. But in this case, if we want just to remove it entirely from being able to be seen, we will change the menu type from a menu item to invisible. And this will remove it from being seen, but it won't delete it entirely, so that if at a later date you implement the use of bike and pedestrian data and this interface becomes important to you, you can quickly bring it back by changing it back to menu item instead of invisible. So in this case, we'll change it to be invisible. We'll hit update at the bottom. And then I'll click my Jackalope Home button to refresh all the menu pieces here, and you will see it disappear. So now the bike and ped menu item is gone, and my menu items that are remaining have shuffled themselves around. Now in the case that you would want to leave the bike and pedestrian menu item visible to administrators, let's say, but not to a person with a field collector role because you don't want them interacting with this particular menu item. You'd go back into Security and Menus. We would find the bike and pedestrian menu item, type bike in here, double click to view or edit. And then I'll come down to the roles part of this menu item, and this tells Jackalope which roles should have access to this menu item. So currently a person with the role administrator, role field collector, role operator, role sponsor admin, all of these roles are able to see this menu item. So let's imagine that we do not want field collectors to be able to see and then click on this menu item, but we want to leave it available to the other people. So what we'll do is remove the role field collector, and that means anybody with only that role would no longer be able to see this menu item. So I removed it by clicking the X. I'll hit update. And then when a person who has a field collector role logs in, they would not see this button, but someone like myself who has administrator privileges does still see it. And then again, to reverse that or change, edit who has access to this existing menu item, you can just come back to the menu item, click in this box here, and select which role you want to add back in, and we could add this role field collector back in and hit update. And that's how you'll customize the appearance of menu items based on roles, or just remove a menu item entirely for your entire database in case you're not even using it and don't want it to clutter the screen.